A little backstory. I had a traumatic childhood with a sexually abusive yet simultaneously absent father, and as soon as I hit puberty, I began seeking out older, emotionally manipulative men in promiscuously dangerous situations. As soon as I turned 15, I met Steven. He was 23 and prided himself on how awful a person he could be. A self-proclaimed skinhead, Nazi, Satanist, and unfortunately for me, had a thing for young girls. He groomed me, and I was eager for the love and acceptance of an older man. He'd pick me up from my high school and forced me into drug and alcohol-fueled sexual situations with other older women. It wasn't long after that he started asking me to recruit other misfit girls in my grade to come join the party. I felt like a real grown-up, and he offered me endless love. In fact, over the next 4 years, he tattooed my name on his body in big black letters, performed blood pacts with me, vowing we'd never leave each other, ostracized me from my family and friends, and spoken like a true cult leader. Made me vow to kill myself if he ever did. With all of the undiagnosed mental health issues he had, his suicide attempts were pretty much annual. When I was 17 and we'd been living together for a year, I had to cut him down from the ceiling fan and perform CPR to save his life. In spite of all of this, I loved him with some kind of burning innocence and devotion I still don't fully understand. When I turned 19, I finally cut it off for good because he had started hitting me, cheating incessantly, and I was pretty sure he was a pedophile. I was lost in life without his horrible guidance, and I started taking Xanax in my depression, which would make me sleep for days on end. I was having these lucid dreams of a world where I had to help other young girls from a dark man. It was always the same place I'd go to, a place I've never been before in real life, but it felt so familiar. I'd wake up in my bed and I was convinced real life was not real. I knew in my heart that my dreams were the correct reality I was supposed to be in. I took more and more pills so I could get back to the right reality till I overdosed and a friend found me and called for help. Fast forward 1 year after the breakup and hospital, and I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and PTSD. Had a new, good human being boyfriend in therapy, etc. It had been 6 months since I'd spoken to Steven, the longest we'd ever not talked, and it was then that his 16-year-old girlfriend informed me that he'd hung himself in his childhood bedroom. His parents didn't let me go to the funeral because I was underage at the time we dated. The last thing I made clear to him was that he no longer had a hold on me and that I hope he's not preying on other underage girls. This is where it gets weird, and I'm reaching out on Reddit because no one in my life, not even my therapist, understands how intense my dreams have been since then. They are all unbelievably detailed with information, places, and situations I can't fathom in my waking life. I've always been good at lucid dreaming, so when Steven died in my morning, I'd conjure him in the most beautiful places to lay with him in the sunlight and play with his hair. I recalled the smell and texture of his curls. We'd even fuck sometimes. I never told anyone about this because just like in real life, everything we did had to be in secret. I knew it wasn't the right thing to do, but I felt so relieved seeing him in my dreams. The next phase of dreams were of me saving him. I dreamt of glowing tunnels leading to a dimension where I could interfere with his suicide, of coordinates leading to these portals that I had to sacrifice something for. They were stressful, intense, and detailed. I always woke up exhausted. It wasn't till about 6 months after he killed himself that the dreams started taking a violent and sinister turn that I could no longer control. He would come to me decomposed, scared, angry, and menacing. And I'm not a very religious person, but I felt the presence of evil in my dreams. I'd have full-on sleep paralysis and wake up screaming, thinking his dead body was crushing me. In each dream, he would become more and more dead, more obscure, and further away from human. 2 months ago, something happened I will never forget, and I want to document it here while it's still fresh in my mind. I had gotten into the habit of sleeping at my boyfriend's house because I was scared to sleep alone. He gave me a few different natural relaxation sleep remedies like kava and valerian root, and he'd put on loud white noise to drown out my thoughts, and it usually worked. But this particular night, I fell asleep and started lucid dreaming that I woke up in the same room. I floated to the top of the ceiling and I could see myself and my boyfriend sleeping. I knew something was very wrong. I had a sense of pure dread. I looked to the foot of the bed, and there, sitting on the end, was what I knew was Steven. Only he was so decomposed there was no distinguishing features, just black and red in a human figure. I called out to him, and this was the first time in any of my dreams he didn't look at me. He just sat there staring at the wall. I couldn't wake myself up for a while, and when I finally did, I woke up in a different dream. It wasn't until what I felt like lifetimes later I woke up in this reality, screaming. Maybe someone has some kind of experience like this? Sorry if I rambled, I just wanted to get the parts I felt were important out. Too long, didn't read. My cult leader ex-boyfriend killed himself and is fucking with me somehow from beyond the grave through my lucid dreams that I'm losing control over. Edit. I didn't think I'd get this many useful, thoughtful replies, but man, is it comforting. I've been in DBT and EMDR therapy for a full year now, and it does help, but part of that therapy is dragging out things into the light from my past that I've shoved so deep down it's excruciating to unearth. It's not been fun being scared to go to bed, but looks like I have some new options to look into. Also, my TLDR was halfway sarcastic. I'm not really convinced my ex is haunting me, but then again, who am I to know for sure?